Hey, welcome back to Uncle T's The Lies You Tell channel. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And welcome all my new subscribers. I'd like to thank you for your support. Let's get into it. And today was a hot topic today. I was thinking about this all day. And I was thinking about, dealing with the lying backstabber. Who have not come in contact with a backstabber? And a lot of times we have problems dealing with the backstabber because most of the time when we deal with a backstabber, the first thing we want to do is put hands on them. So that's the first instinct for most people is that, oh, you want to do this to me? You want to run your mouth about me? Oh, I got to put hands on you because you talking too much. You feeling yourself. So a lot of times people, that's how we think, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just keeping it real, just keeping it 100 with you. I told you that's how Uncle T do, because that's what that down to earth uncle do. He just tell you like it is. And my thing is that this is the rundown and the lowdown of the characteristics and the behavior of a backstabber. Okay? Now, when we think about a backstabber, what do we think about? And I wrote down me some notes because I was meditating today and the Holy Spirit was talking to me and giving me some notes. I said, I gotta write this down because you just flowing with these notes here. I said, I gotta write this down because I forget something and maybe somebody need to hear and I may forget. And I just wanted to go over some of my notes that I wrote down with you, talking about the heart of the backstabber, some of the characteristics that they have. And some of this is in the regular workplace, and a lot of this is even in church. So I'm kind of talking about on both sides in regular society and dealing with things in the church as well. Number one thing you got to understand about the backstabbing spirit, once this person, you notice that they have a backstabbing spirit. I'm not talking about somebody who just lied on you. I'm talking about somebody who really just lie all the time and they just stab folks in the back and they don't care. They always going to do it to get on top. And I've seen this in government. And if you really want to see it in action, just go to Washington, D.C. and you will really see backstabbing unbelievable, like a reality TV show. The first thing about a backstabber, their unwillingness to acknowledge weakness. They're not going to say nothing about weakness. They're not weak, according to them. I just told it like it was. Or I didn't say anything. I don't know who you're talking about. Why would I say anything? That's how they come across. They're very insecure people. And they act like they cross every T and dot every I, and they do not. The second one, they refuse to admit mistakes. They're not going to admit anything. They're not going to admit any mistakes because, for one, if they admit a mistake, somebody's going under the bus. They're not going down by themselves. This is the same demonic spirit. We even see this in Lucifer. Even when he became Satan, we see the same thing. I hate the fact that you created man. I don't like man. And since you kicked me out of heaven, I'm going to destroy man and I'm going to take him down. If I go down, he goes down too. And if I got to go to hell and to the lake of fire, I'm going to take many as I can with me. That's the spirit of the backstabber. If I go down on the job, somebody's going under the bus with me. And always remember that. They're always going to have somebody going under the bus. If I didn't get the project done because Joe was out of work. I didn't get this done because if I could have got it done, I told such and such 3 times that to have this ready for me and they didn't. It's always an excuse. Always an excuse. Number 3, they have a desire to win. They have a desire to win and they will tear you down or tear anybody down to get what they want. They love to badmouth other people. And that's just the mark of a backstabber. They talk about other people. They give backhanded compliments, like, they might say someone in the workplace, "Are you pregnant?" They're not even pregnant. They maybe just be overweight. Or I've heard people say, "You're not as stupid as you look." What? Like that was a compliment, but a backhand compliment to say stupid. And they do things like that. They exaggerate your mistakes. Let's say if you didn't do, let's just say people who work in finance. Let's say if you didn't put something in the ledger, or if you may have done an invoice and something may have been correct, but you may have put it in the wrong place and it wasn't a big deal. It didn't throw the numbers off. They exaggerate your mistake. "Oh, you should see that. Oh, I couldn't believe when I read it. It wasn't in the right place. I'm surprised everything just didn't get messed up. It's just terrible." Or you didn't do, if you didn't do this, or something wasn't ordered. They exaggerate everything to make everybody think that, it was such a terrible thing. That's what they do. They sabotage your work, anything that you do. They make plans without you, even though it may be your project, but they'll somehow go in and they'll act like it's their project. These are some of the attributes and characteristics of a backstabber. One of the things that I thought about today when I thought about a backstabber was that when I know some of the things we learned in the military, self-defense, things that dealing and being a combat corpsman, work with a lot of teams, special forces, dealing with Marine Corps. Pretty much everywhere the Marine Corps went, I went. Recon teams, even when we were over in Turkey, even dealing with the Navy SEALs. One of the things in combat is the knife in the back. One of the most potent, dangerous places that you can really kill a man is putting a knife in the back, right in the spine, or right between the shoulder blades, right where all the nerves connect to all the parts of the body. And then when you're putting that knife in, you're breaking the bones. It's enough to kill you, paralyze you. You can also puncture, vital organs like the heart, the lungs, and the kidneys. And a person could bleed out or bleed to death. So getting stabbed, that's where that name comes from, that the pain is so tremendous, because you don't expect your friends, you don't expect family, you don't expect people who are close to you who say, especially family members or friends, that say, "Hey, I love you." Family members say they love you, and they stab you in the back. Friends, I hear it all the time. Friends stab you in the back. People fighting over somebody's boyfriend, girlfriend. Somebody slept with somebody who wasn't supposed to sleep with, and we were all friends. And backstabbers, took advantage of a situation, did what they wanted to do because all they looked out for was number one. Didn't think about your feelings at all. What is the purpose of the backstabber in the workplace? One is that they try to influence management about you. That's their job. It's to make you look bad. You come to work, do your job. Always to work on time, last one to leave sometimes. Sometimes you may work over 10, 15 minutes. Don't even ask to get paid for it. You do your job, you're raising a family, doing what you're told, and you do your job great. But then you got to come to work and deal with a knucklehead at work who thinks that they don't supposed to do certain things. They got a level of entitlement. They don't pull their fair share at the job. And if you get anything, you can't say if you got a raise, because, they got a problem with that, especially if you got a raise and your raise was more than theirs. They're going to definitely run you down and try to make everything you do look bad. Second, they cause discord in the workplace. That's their job, to make you have no allies. Your day off, or if you work in a facility where you may have days off, everybody's job is not Monday through Friday. So some days you might be off 2 days. While you off 2 days, they're going behind you, checking behind your stuff, checking your notes, checking your records, checking things that you may have to document inside the computer. If you have to fill out a log, let's say if you're a nurse, backstabber nurses who will go behind and look at your documentation and try to tell the lead nurse what you're doing and what you didn't do, and you should have did this, and you might want to talk to Susie because she's been doing it this way, and she's supposed to be doing it this way, I thought. Always trying to bring someone's mistakes to someone's attention. Always trying to cause discord and sabotage you. Number 3, the point is to doing all this, they want to cause bitterness. They want you to be bitter when you come to work. They want you to be angry when you come to work. They want to not only break up discord, cause discord in the workplace, but they want you to just be angry. They just want you so angry that you start talking about them, to where it start making it look like you got a problem, because now you're talking to the backstabber about other people in the workplace, and now it makes you look bad and make it look like you got the problem. That's what they do. And let's see here. Number 4, the backstabber is there to stop your promotion, attack your finances. And then, like I said, that goes back to your behavior, your character, your job, documentation. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. Anytime the backstabber sees you do anything outside of policy, I don't care if you, for some reason, they didn't know that you left 10 minutes late for lunch, and you're supposed to have been back at lunch at 10, let's say 1 o'clock, but you came back at 1:10. That's all they need. Oh, you was late 10 minutes. They're going to secretly, did you know that John, he's supposed to have been back 10 minutes ago, but he just got back. I don't know what the problem is, but you might want to just watch him because he be taking extra lunch. That's what they do. And I think there's a lot of people who understand what I'm talking about. All right, number 5, long term. This is the goal of the backstabbing spirit. The backstabbing spirit, we see this long term. Long term, this demonic spirit that abides in people on the job is to create anger within you. Because when anger is in the body, anger does a lot of things in the body. Anger causes high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, heart attack. It causes slow metabolism. That's why when some of these jobs where you work in an office setting, and you all of a sudden, all you do is just eat, because you're so stressed out. All of a sudden, if you had a job that was physical, you stayed in shape, you was always moving around. Now you got a job where you work in the office. Now you done gained 25 pounds because you're just so stressed out. All you do is eat. Being angry all the time causes dry mouth, decreased thyroid functions. It just messed your whole body up. And that's what this spirit in the workplace, that's what it's designed to do. And I know that a lot of times people, hate certain people. I mean, really hate certain people in the workplace. And there are some people you just hate to see them coming. You was like, oh, there they go. All right, there she is, y'all. All right, everybody get to work. Okay. Oh, there he is. Oh, Lord, there he is. Oh, man, this guy don't never take a day off. And you see that all the time in the workplace. But this is what I learned about the backstabber. I didn't realize God was using me all these years. God put me in strategic places all my life. I didn't realize it till years down the road that God was using me for all of the things that I went through. And a lot of things I want to say on this video right here, I owe a lot to my mentor, Bishop Wally Shields Jr. This was an awesome man of God. This man, I would talk to him all the time, dealing with so many situations. We were in the same field of work, and so many times I would get off work years ago, and I would get off work and I say, man, I got to talk to you, because these are clowns. These are clowns over here. And I had to deal with racism, and I was the only second supervisor in a facility that's over 40 years old, and I was only the second in 40 years. That says a lot as to what kind of place this was. And God used me in a mighty way. And I think about David, how David, how he killed a bear, and then he killed a lion and killed a bear, and it just, when I look at some of these victories, I feel like that's what they were. Where in this place I killed a bear, and then when I went on higher, and then even in the federal government, I killed a lion. And it just, God was just using me to where I feel so good right now that I feel like I can pretty much deal with any situation that ever could happen at this point in my life. I love teaching, but even in the spiritual side, how do you deal with backstabbers in the church? When someone wants to preach and they're not ready. You may be saved, but you're not useful yet. And you say, well, what do you mean? You can be saved, but God's not ready to use you yet because you're not mature enough. That's where I'm talking about. That's why I was saved, man of God, but I wasn't mature enough to what God had for me. Sure, I could have conversations with people and I could share the gospel, but for what God had for me, I wasn't ready. And a lot of times people want to get out and preach and preach and preach. And I've been there and done that. Been there and done that. And you know what? God showed me a lot of things about the church, ministry. People are stuck. People are stuck in the traditions of men. They will not come out. They will not come out. They know the truth, know the way, but they will not come out. People are stuck on emotionalism, sensationalism. People don't really want to be taught. They say they do. They say they want to grow. They say they want to know more about the Bible and more about the Word. You have some that do. But there's many that they just get up, get dressed, go to church. I went to church today and no change whatsoever. They're still the same person. Either the person didn't want to change or wasn't ready to change, or there was no anointing in the church. I mean, I don't know. I guess people will change when they get ready. Just like I guess we all have to change when we want to. I just don't think it always have to be when you're on your deathbed. Now all of a sudden you're on your deathbed, now you want Jesus. Now you're on your deathbed, now you want everybody to fast and pray for you. Everybody and their mama to come over to the house and lay hands on you. But your whole life you live like a hellion. And then now you want somebody to feel sorry for you. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. But even in the church, people get mad because they don't get what they want. They mad at their leaders, mad at their pastors, mad at people in the church. Got 5 people sleeping with the choir director. You got people sleeping with the members and the playing the guitar, drums, playing the instruments. One girl don't know, he messing around with this one fighting around. I mean, this is the wickedness that go on in church, that you have such backstabbing two-faced people. And how do you deal with that? The only thing you can do is stay in that Bible, stay in the Word, because that's what the backstabber did for me in the workplace. It put so much pressure on me that I stayed on my knees. I constantly stayed on my knees and prayed. Pray, because I'm like, God, you got to work this out, because I'm gonna mess around and go to jail behind this joker. You know, you got to work this out, because this is not gonna work. Kept me on my knees, and the more I stayed on my knees, God started dealing with me. He didn't tell me nothing about how to deal with the individual. He just told me, hold my peace, but he was dealing with me. Because when he started dealing with me, that's when kind of like things got better, because I changed my mindset. I started renewing my mind. I started changing the way I'm thinking. And because what happened was it caused me to pray more. I fasted more. I turned my plate down. I changed how I thought. God started blessing me more, and he started rewarding me more. I mean, and I didn't do that for the reward. I did it because I needed some help. Because I didn't know how to deal with these situations, because I had been all over the world. I've been all over the world and seen and worked for a lot of different people. And man, it's everywhere. I don't care where you go. It's everywhere. Satan is everywhere. I don't care what country, who you deal with, what people. And all I'm here is telling you this evening is that if you're dealing with a backstabber, stay on your knees. Talk to the Lord. Ask for guidance. Confess your sins. Lord, this is what I've been doing. This is what I've been thinking. My thoughts ain't been right. I don't know how to deal with this person. I just get so angry when I come in contact with them, because I don't like how they talk to me. I don't like how they deal with me. One of the things you have to do is sometimes you have to take people to the side and say, look, I like to have a conversation with you, and take a witness with you. One, I don't like how you talk to me. You talk very disrespectful to me. I don't like it how you get slick at the mouth and talk to me. I don't talk to you like that. I give you the utmost respect. You're not going to talk to me like that in the workplace. And if it happens again, I'm going to take it higher. Plain and simple. You know, I come to work. I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't cause no problems with nobody. And then you make note of it. Send a memo, send an email based on our conversation we had yesterday. I expressed how I felt. Don't talk to me this way. I feel offended how you talk to me. I give you the utmost respect. So when down the road, when you notice that your appraisal started getting low, you're getting low markups. You're not getting a good appraisal you're supposed to get. You're not getting that raise. Everybody else getting a raise, but you're not getting one. And if everybody else got a big raise, but instead of everybody else got 10%, you didn't get but 3%. Why? Maybe some retaliation going on. You might have an EEOC case. You're being retaliated against because you pull a manager or a supervisor to the side and say, I don't like what you're doing. These are the type of things that you have to deal with in the workplace. You know, just shooting you a little bit of human resource management background. That's what you have to do sometime. But that's enough of my soapbox. I hope that there was something I said that you were able to use, that you could take with you going forward. And if you know anyone who may need this information, share it with them. Until next time, my friend, I'll talk to you later.